Are you ready to have your mind blown? Let me see what I can do to help with that. Listen carefully. You're not going to believe what I'm saying. This is not for the weak. This is not for the innocent. In the shadowy corridors, as we say, of American power, intel power, shadow government power, where national security kind of intertwines with cultural manipulation, there is a deadly and a nefarious partnership that's been around for a long, long time, even before World War II, that you must be aware of and I want to tell you about. And this is something which is not conspiracy theory. This is not, James Bond. This is real. Where cultural manipulation by intel agencies, this partnership, actually where Intel owns everything, but entertainment is the public relations arm of it. This is what you have to understand. Popular culture icons have always been a part of working intertwined with the CIA. One of the most explosive revelations came, and it might have been accidentally or it might have been deliberately, I don't know. But in 2018, Moby, the singer and electronic music producer, he admitted openly, matter of fact, to working with elements of U.S. intel. And we can argue whether it's NSA, whether it's CIA. It doesn't matter. The names don't count. It's the umbrella that matters. But he admitted working to spread anti-Trump propaganda through his social media platforms. It's very, very simple. It was just you basically turn over your accounts or you are told what to do. And now we're finding out, here's how he most probably, we'll find out later, but I'll put money on it, that he was paid and others were paid by that same USAID, or let's call it USAID mechanism. And don't forget, the reason why they use the word aid, this isn't just some, hey, isn't that funny? It's, oh, that's interesting. No. I've always wondered, why is 911 and 9/11? What was that connection? But I digress. This was initially dismissed by some, guy, some crazy, bizarre, intel freak who, was just saying something. And nobody, I don't think we really had the real insight into what intel meant. This was 2018. Now think about this. Now, what he did was he basically suggested something which was not only the tip of the iceberg, it was the iceberg. And he glimpsed into the deeper and more insidious strategies that intel agencies have deployed to co-opt celebrity voices to sway public opinion. That's what U.S. aid was about. It was AID. It was part and parcel with the propaganda arm of the government that you were paying for. Like the Soroses. You're going to find out Soros didn't have any money. He didn't put his money in. Soros was the front man, the bag man. He loved it. It was your government. It was this cabal. This is the shadow government. This is why they want Trump, because they said if he ever gets to the bottom of this. And what did he do in his first day? Now, in 2018, nobody cared about this, but this Moby, he was doing a radio interview, and it shocked a lot of his fans, but it was treated almost as kind of an alarming, interesting nonchalance, an ennui, so to speak, by the media. He revealed that friends within the CIA approached him in 2017, shortly after Trump's inauguration, to help amplify narratives suggesting collusion between Trump and the Russians. Sound familiar? This is what they did with CNN. This is what they did with the radical left profiles, the radical left group, because that's why they were paying these folks. That's who these people were a part of. That's what you've got to understand. See, that's the thing which, when you say this again to the unenlightened, this sounds nuts, because you didn't hear about this in school. You didn't hear about the CIA, basically. Remember these Tom Clancy movies and that great, these wonderful John le Carré and, those characters. Not some rock dude. This has been going on since the days of the KGB. Control popular culture, control the narrative. Think about this. He was instructed to post this stuff on his Instagram and Twitter accounts, which reached millions of followers. And there's that wave effect. There's that multiplicative effect. And for those familiar with the tactics of PSYOPs, this was textbook. This is how you weaponize influence through trusted, culturally significant figures. So why Moby? Why a Rob Reiner? Why go down the list? Who? Oh, Kathy Griffin, forgot her. But Bette Midler or Barbara Streisand. Why? Because his political leanings were well known. A staunch liberal who despised Trump and dedicated, his life to and he was followed and listened to within the progressive circles. Remember, they're always trying to recruit new people, new ears, new eyes, new minds. He was, in many respects, the perfect asset. His audience wasn't the typical cable news consumer, but rather younger, more skeptical, more obtainable, more impressionable, digitally engaged individuals who might be more receptive to anti-Trump messaging than anything you can imagine. If it came from some artist, some John Wayne type, somebody they admired, well, it wouldn't have the same thing, the same movement. But if it was somebody hip to make this part, because remember, the same motivation, that same mob reflex that turned people all of a sudden overnight in getting tattoos, they will jump on this. But if they admired these people, if they admired them, this is the most important thing in the world. If they admired these folks, rather than some traditional news source, you've got their minds. The CIA is a master at identifying leverage points within societies. Think about this. They likely recognized that Moby and others, and not only that, but remember, he was the first one to actively admit it. And understand something too, and this is the most important. Why do you think they wanted to off Trump? Why was Trump so scary? Because he figured them out. They want you to believe that USAID was just aid, that there was nothing to this. As I will tell you, and other people will tell you since the beginning of time, USAID are the paymasters. This is the front. It's from every spy novel there is. It's where, there was some good. Sure, there was some, planting soybeans somewhere. Of course there was. A cover. Not everybody in there was a spy. That's what you do. Remember, compartmentalized. You have people. There were people during the Manhattan Project didn't even know what they were doing. Sit tight, my friend. This is bigger than anything you've ever seen. I hope you like what I'm doing, and I hope you subscribe to my channel, because you're not going to want to miss any of this. I've got a lot more.